Everyone has a dream. What's your dream? Think back to every dream you ever had that has come true. You, not luck or circumstance, attracted that dream into your life with a little help. You may have forgotten how. I'll help you remember. Hi, my name is Nicole Herod. Join me as I bring you tips and stories from everyday people who attracted into their lives the people, things, and experiences of their dreams. Discover how they did it and how you can do it too. A few days ago, I received a message from one of my friends. I'll call him Sam. Yeah, that's it. Sam. And essentially, Sam is in a job he hates. And I think so many people can identify with that, myself included. I'm not in a job that I hate right now, don't get me wrong. But, I've been in a situation where I'm in a job, or, you're probably in a situation, or you've been in a situation where you're in a job and you just can't stand it not for one more second and you just want to get out. And my friend Sam feels the same way. He's in this job. He feels it's very monotonous and he wants out. But of course, like many of us, he's got a mortgage. He's got a couple of kids, and he, realizes that he just can't up and quit because he wants to, even though he truly would love to just up and quit, and just run screaming from the building. So I remember last year, my friend Sam, he was actually, he had been hired by this one company. They had let him go. And for a number of months, he was out of work. But he's actually enjoying his summer because it gave him the opportunity to spend more time with his kids, which is exactly what he wanted. But toward the end of the summer, he realized, okay, he needed to get another job. And he realized, okay, I've got to start looking. So he started looking. One job came up, but it wasn't really what I would say his highest excitement. It really wasn't a job that made him, feel like he'd jump out of bed in the morning. And I remember we were having a conversation and he was asking myself and another person whether he should take the job. And the third person automatically said, yes, you have a mortgage, you've got kids, you've got responsibility, you've got to take this job. And even though I disagreed, because I always believe in following your heart, I think at the end of the day, whenever you're faced with a decision, you have to decide in that moment what feels right for you. And sometimes we make decisions out of fear. Sometimes we make decisions out of inspiration. And I feel like my friend Sam made his decision out of fear. But in any case, at the time, that's what he decided. So he settled on into this job, and he's been working at the job. Maybe it's 6 months to a year now. I'm not quite sure. But he's bored, out of his mind, cannot stand the job. So for the first few months, he was just complaining about the job. And I eventually said to him, okay, you're feeling restless. You're feeling boredom. You're feeling as if you want to quit for a reason. Why don't you follow your heart and start looking for another job? So eventually he did. He looked for another job. And a few weeks ago, he was thrilled to text me and tell me that he had an interview for another job. And he was all excited about it. But then his excitement kind of turned to a bit of disappointment, because when the potential employer in question followed up with him, they let him know that they wanted him in his interview to do three things: come up with a white paper that spoke about their product, the product of this company for whom he wanted to work, versus a competitor's product, do a presentation on their product, and then I think a third presentation on why he wanted to come work for the company, why he wanted to come to the company, work for them. And I think that was to be like a 10-minute presentation. So they asked him to do these three things within the space of less than 1 week, like less than 5 business days. And I thought, okay, somebody in that company is smoking something funny, because to write a white paper and to do a great job at it, it takes definitely more than 1 week or less than 5 business days. But to do that, and, to talk about their products and to make a presentation, 10 minutes about why you want to work for them, that's a bit excessive. So I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking, but I thought it a bit odd, to say the least. And when I spoke with my friend, he told me that another one of his friends had actually worked for the same company, but did not recommend them. So, he was feeling a bit stressed because here he truly wanted to leave his job. He wanted to quit. felt like he couldn't, received another job opportunity, was excited at first, but then saw that they had all these conditions that he had to fulfill, and the conditions were not making him feel very good. And so I said to him, you know what, Sam, you don't have to take this opportunity. You can let it go. But he just really felt that he just couldn't let the opportunity go. And he sent me a text and he said, I have an interview on Thursday, but I'm about to send them an email to decline the interview. Not feeling it's a good move for me at the moment. Also, I have not had the time to do all the prep required. I'll tell you more about it later. And so, when he sent me that text, I sent him back a text and I said, you know what? I'm so proud of you, because it's easier just to kind of feel afraid and go with the flow and just go through the motions anyway. But you're making the right decision for yourself, or you're making a decision for yourself. And then he sent me back a text and he said, thanks for putting into words what I'm feeling. Yes, it's an opportunity, but it's not exactly the right opportunity for me. But I'm still worried about it. And maybe you've been in this situation too. You've got an opportunity. It seems like it could be the way out for you, but something doesn't feel quite right about it. So I sent him a text back, and I'd like to tell you what I told him. And that is, it's hard to let go of a potential opportunity. But I said to him, if the potential company that you might be working for, if they're acting unreasonably before you even start working for them, what's it going to be like when you actually start working for them? So if they're making all these demands on you right now, and you're not even an employee, how more demanding will they be when you start working? And I wrote to him and I said to him also, I've heard it said, make your decision and then make it the right decision. Or in other words, when you make a decision, decide that decision is the right one for you and move on. And why do that? Well, it's because at the end of the day, our life isn't decided ahead of time for us. Believe it or not, it's not decided. We decide the events, the people, the things, the experiences that are going to come into our lives. Whether we realize it or not, we decide that on an unconscious level. And it's really the things that we think, our beliefs, the feelings that we have about the things that we think, that go out into the world and attract back to us the people, the things, and the situations that we encounter in our everyday life. So if you're faced with a difficult decision and, it doesn't feel quite right, but you're afraid to let it go, follow your heart. Have the courage to pay attention to that feeling that tells you, this isn't the right opportunity for you at this point. Follow it. Have the courage to let that opportunity go and tell yourself another opportunity will come along. Why? Because you choose that it comes along. So make that decision and make it the right decision for you, and watch and see what happens. Another opportunity will come along, and I guarantee it will be even better than the so-called opportunity you thought you were letting slip through your fingers.
Join me next time as I share how I use the law of attraction to attract into my life jobs and work without even looking. For over 10 years, I've never gone looking for a job or work. Never. Not once. I've always used the law of attraction to manifest jobs, contracts, and clients, all sorts of work in general. I don't go looking for work. I let the law of attraction deliver it right to me. How is that possible? Listen to a brief excerpt from my story, How I Attracted the Perfect Job Without Even Looking for It.
So while he was doing the 30-day inspection, he said to me, Nicole, you don't seem to be your normal chipper self. What's wrong? What's up with you? And I remember telling him, I love the place I work. The people are great. Everything I just told you a few minutes ago. People are great. People are wonderful. Great opportunity, but it's time for me to move on. But I just don't know what I want to do. And I just bought this house with this mortgage attached to it. And he said, oh, well, what do you want to do? And I really didn't know. So I just answered off the cuff. And I said, well, I think it would be nice for me to do something where I've got like a lot of clients. I've got different clients. And, I'm working on these different client accounts, and they're all in different industries. And sometimes I'm working in the office. Sometimes I'm working out of the office. But there's a lot of variety. And I don't know exactly what that is. And I want it to be something creative. And I don't know what that is, but that's kind of what I want to do. And so what he said next really surprised me, because he said, well,
Subscribe to www.lawofattractionnetwork.com to receive email notification when this and other new stories are available. When you subscribe, you'll receive an online coupon that you can use for anything in our online shop. So join today. Thanks for listening. Everyone has a dream. What's your dream?